Hey guys, we're gonna do a reading. It's gonna be a fun one. And I do a lot of relationship reads. I've got my lover's rose quartz here. I do a lot of relationship reads. I do them every weekend of my life. And I may do a relationship read on Elon and Trump because it's a big breakup. It's a big breakup. It's during Pride Month, and I'm here for it. And if you're just tired of these two clowns, you're here for it too. We're going to do a little bit of it. We're going to do it in a kind of different way, a different style. I mean, I'm still going to read, let's just do the Lover's Tarot. Why not? I was going to do Thought, but, I'm going to do it a straight up Lover's read. I'm not playing. Let's just have some fun with it. And so let's get that rose quartz on there and let it sit on that deck and marinate for a minute before we do this read. But we're going to read from the Sun Tzu Art of War deck too. Okay, so it's going to be, it's like War of the Roses right now, on social media with Trump and Elon. But the thing is about it, I knew that, and I know I've said it somewhere in a video, somewhere, that Elon, Trump were going to turn on each other. I think we all kind of knew that because you can't have two narcs in one relationship without it happening. And so I read a lot of relationships, and normally there's one narc. Okay, I've read so many narc versus empath relationships, but when you've got two narcs in a relationship, oh boy, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. So we're gonna definitely look at it. But let's go with question number one. I'm gonna pull the pendulum for this one. Okay, Elon went into the White House the day he's gonna be leaving. He got his send off. He got his golden key, which Trump kind of said, "Yeah, we hand out a lot of these." He's kind of clowning him a little bit, and the guy's standing there with a black eye. His businesses are Tesla stock going down. I mean, just the other day it went down 15%. He can't sell the Cybertrucks. He can't give them away. Like I saw an article today, he's going to be doing them 0% interest. So he's losing $10,000 per Cybertruck. Nobody wants these things, okay? But the black eye, did little X really give him the black eye? That's what he said. That's what he said. I want to connect to the higher self, which is connect to the source. Am I connected? When it goes side by side, it means yes. When it goes clockwise, show me no. And then when it goes up and down, show me maybe. Did little Lex give him black eye? It's saying no. Was it possibly self-inflicted? Maybe he took a fall? Yeah. So did anybody punch him in the eye? No. So he looks like he took a little spill. Maybe because of all the ketamine and all the stress. He did it to himself. So little X, he's trying to throw little X under the bus as the perpetrator of the black eye. It's a lot of bullshit. He did it to himself. So he probably took a fall, bumped into a wall when he was high on psychedelics, ketamine, or something. So now we're going to read from the Art of War. And we're going to read one for each person. How they should handle this war, because it is literally a battle, okay? It's going on. So first, let's pull Trump first. What's his Art of War card? There are not more than 5 primary colors, yet in combination they produce more hues that can never be seen. What month is it, folks? It's Prime Month, and there's a lot of color in that rainbow. It's not what you have, it's how you use it. So if I was reading for Trump, without other people, we are not complete. Communication with others is the key to life. Talk to friends and colleagues, discuss things, don't be afraid to try new and unfamiliar things. After all, no one could have known that blue and red make violet, or that red and yellow would make orange if no one had tried making the colors. So Trump needs to be educated about color. We definitely know that. And how, mix, maybe he should add a little diversity and be a little kinder and things like that. So what's a card for Elon? All warfare is based on deception, which is my favorite from the Sun Tzu Art of War. He's not very good at that. Don't be deceived. Life is hard enough when we are deceived by others, but even harder when we deceive ourselves. And he certainly did that. When we tell ourselves that others are better, smarter, and more deserving of happiness than we are, when emotions get in the way of our rational choices. Much of our freedom and power comes from the control of our choices. Choose not to be deceived. When I look at all for where warfare, is based on deception, I think of that. He definitely got highly deceived, getting pulled into the Trump train. Okay, where he thought, and really the deception is on him. I feel so. Because he really, somewhere believed that he's a smart, we know in very many ways, at least in comparison to Trump, he's smart. But Trump is slick, when it comes to deception. If somebody knows how to deceive, it's Trump. Okay. And a lot of it, he decided to endorse Trump when the big, assassination attempt, happened. And that was the moment he said, I'm going to support that guy. But he had obviously been thinking about it. Okay. But he was, of course, thinking of things for himself. But as he got sucked in, it cost him. I mean, Tesla has gone down massively. Everybody hates him. Everybody hates him in Europe. Everybody hates him probably in China and here. I mean, the protests have been, absolutely crippling. Well, he probably should have done that hail, that Sig Hail, that salute, and ruined it for himself. He did it to himself, you know. But, I feel like one of the things he is reacting to is somewhere in there he got conned. He got used. But he also did it to himself. Yeah, here's my money. And now he's going, you wouldn't have won without me. He's trying to throw that around. And that's most likely true. Probably one of the most honest things he's said in a while. And then he's like saying such ingratitude. Where is he being grateful? So he's feeling like he got, the short end of the stick. That's what it's really about. Screaming about the bill. Apparently, the whole thing with, EVs and having this mandate for everybody to be driving electric cars one day. That was taken out of the bill, various things. He's not happy. So, anyway, let's look at the Lovers Oracle. We're just going to do it with lovers. But yeah, he got deceived, and he needs to understand all warfare is based on deception. So let's see. Now, normally when I've done readings on Elon Musk, he's definitely the King of Pentacles. He's the rich guy. And Trump is normally the Knight of Swords. So let's see what comes up. But it could be a little different. I'm doing a lover's read and stuff. Oh, that's very interesting. I've got the Fool card popping up in here. It is called Innocence in this deck, but it is the Fool card. Now, the Fool card can be a positive, trust, take a leap of faith, all that good stuff and everything. But it also sometimes can be being foolish. It can also be that as well. As what we're kind of seeing playing out with these both men are being foolish. They're just being totally foolish with each other and everything. So let's kind of, oh yeah, 7 of Wands. Each one is going at it, standing up. That card is about stand up, stand your ground. That's going on the offense. They're both doing it to the detriment of each other, of course. They're hurting each other and everything. But at the same time, everybody's, if you're not a fan of Trump and you're not a fan of Elon, you're probably enjoying them going at it and everything. But people who do like both of them are like, oh my God, will you guys make up? That kind of thing. A Judgment reversed. And so this makes me feel, when I see Judgment, we're definitely in the times here, guys. But when I get a reverse, this makes me feel there is conversations said in private that we are not privy to and everything. And there's maybe some ultimatums that this could be my ultimatum card, that Elon has maybe asked of Trump certain things. There may have been some, kind of hints. Maybe he's trying to be semi-diplomatic, but, do this for me, this, that, or, all that stuff. There's a little bit more discord on there that has not been made to the public, but it looks like he had some, what I'm feeling, Elon had some demands in there, but he tried to be diplomatic about it, but he didn't get his way. And that's what his ass is really chapped about. And that's why Seven of Wands, he drew first blood, to the detriment of Trump and everything. Queen of Pentacles, that is Melania energy normally for me when I see her and stuff, and I feel like she might be in Trump's ear, kind of sounding this out, where she's trying to maybe calm this down. Just some energy there and everything popping up. That she comes up for me in many of the reads. That's always her card and stuff. Now, Queen of Cups reverse is, unless Spirit is wanting to show these guys as queens, not kings. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. I believe, though, no, I think it's Melania. I think she's trying to get him to calm down. The Queen of Cups makes me feel we're about to go into the Cancer month. What's it going to look like when we get in the month of Cancer? Oh, definitely instability. We got the Four of Wands energy. It's unstable. This relationship, it's not going to smooth over anytime soon. I feel like there's a lot of people trying to get them to kiss and make up. It's not happening anytime soon. It was already kind of a doomed relationship from the start with the Four of Wands energy. It wasn't stable. It's always been a little, I want this from you, I want that from you, that kind of thing, and it just came to a clash. That it's not going to repair anytime soon, not in the near future. Let's see. Yeah, they probably need to do a little broken heart. We got a little broken heart energy of Trump. I would say Trump is there, but he'll heal over. He always does. He's a narcissist and stuff. This is in past energy, but we've got that, they were balanced at one time, but now they're getting wounded. Let's kind of go ahead and see. Knight of Wands. I knew this card would pop up. When I see Seven of Wands and Knight of Wands, it'll read that is offense, defense. We are crossing boundaries. We are on the attack. No surprise there. We're definitely crossing boundaries. Bringing up Epstein and all that. And even Trump today said telling Elon to go back to Africa. It's getting brutal. It's getting brutal. But yeah, justice. Oh, this is karma. Definitely. Elon's got a lot of bad karma for taking food out of the mouths of poor children. Okay, a lot of children around the world are dying because of his nasty moves. So, a lot of people don't feel sorry for him because of that. But Trump let him, so he is equally responsible. This is karma for both of them. Let's go in Trump's position. Oh, yeah, it's a tower. This explosion is just beating him up. We've got the tower energy there. It says, oh my God, I've got this going on and everything. But he's got the King of Swords energy. Normally he shows us a knight, but I'm getting the king this time and stuff. So would he make some moves, like cut some contracts? He's thinking about it. I've got a very, like looking at that face and everything. It's very determined. He doesn't like to lose. We know that. Look, he claims the election was stolen, which is ridiculous. So he ain't going to lose to Elon. So he's looking at ways. If he doesn't shut up, he's going to do something. Okay, he hasn't done anything yet. It's still very early in the game. But if Elon, apparently deactivated Trump's X account, we'll see what happens. Let's look at Elon's position. Well, we do have the illusion card is reversed, which is the moon. He's very moody. He's very emotional. But he's starting to gain a little bit of clarity, and he's realizing just how much he's lost, where he thought this was an investment to buy a president, but how much it's cost him. It's cost him his reputation. It's cost him his companies. And, then we got this guy looking at him like, well, you want to play? Okay, so it may end up costing him more, and it coming and stuff. So the Knight of Cups, when it reverses, when it's upright, it's like, oh, wishes coming true. When it reverses, oh, be careful what you wish for. He wanted Trump to win the election. He wanted to be the shadow president, and it's cost him. He's having regrets and stuff. And the hopes and fears, this is definitely a hope, the Hierophant, that these two can come together and be buddy buddy again and unite. That is mainly, I would say, that is a hope of people on the right, and that would be a fear of people on the left who are like, I want these guys to break up. I want them to take each other down. What is the outcome for Trump and Elon in this lovers relationship? Well, we got the Ten of Cups energy. Now, in a read, we've got a little politics and stuff like that. I can see that representing the White House in this particular case. I believe that's the reason why the Ten of Cups is there. And Trump definitely would like to have a lot of stability and a lot of love. But in the White House, what's really going on and stuff. King of Wands energy that is popping up in there. And so there's definitely more fighting and fire that's going to come. And I notice on here, there's, a couple of crows, and everything. There's more fire. There's a lot of anger on both sides and stuff. But I feel like there's an energy that Trump, it's almost like he doesn't want to go in too hard on the guy because he's like, I could really use his support, his money, his backing, his influence and stuff. So but at the same time, I look at this photo, he will take him down if he has to, if he doesn't stop, because you know how Trump is. He doesn't like to lose. Now, let's go ahead, read from the Lover's Oracle. Let's see what we got there. Oh, yeah, well, they're both shallow, okay? Hollow, empty, okay? We've got that. We know that. And stuff. Now, this is funny because I've got the lusting card popping up in here. Desire. I feel like both men are fueled by desire, definitely. And I feel the reason why is the lusting card is popping up as I'm doing a political but relationship read is a lust for power. They both have a lust for power and everything. But I do get perspective. They're both better off without each other. They really would. They both get a little clear space. But you know what? I think the thinking missing you card is Trump. I think he misses Elon. He's definitely going to miss that fucking money. Okay? And so could they heal? Maybe they could get to heal. Well, I don't know about Trump, but healing. But at the meantime, broken and shattered and everything, heartbroken, destroyed. But there is a call for healing. There always is by spirit and stuff. But yeah, we've got that. We've got a running, ghosting, disappearing energy there. Who is the runner and the chaser in this? I would feel like Elon is the runner, and he's lashing out. I feel like he's on the run, and Trump would probably like to bring him back into good graces and stuff like that. So how's this relationship, Rita? I feel like definitely, I feel between the two of them, Trump is really the one who needs Elon as an ally more than anything. I feel like Trump needs Elon more than Elon needs Trump. Because he could go anywhere in the world and live a pretty damn good life if he wants to. Elon could, but Trump really feels when it comes to who needs who, Trump needs Elon more than Elon needs Trump. And everything, so who holds the cards? As self, I would say Elon's hold some cards. Even if some government contracts got cut, it would be hurtful. But he could still, he still has ways of doing good things. I don't see necessarily Elon becoming a Democrat here. He's been talking about creating an entirely different party. I think he's serious on that. There's a lot of people are thinking about a different party, to be honest. But it looks like, Trump is in the energy that I'm picking up. I feel like he doesn't want to hurt Elon and hit him where it hurts. But if he keeps opening his mouth, he will. Okay? I do hope you guys enjoyed this read.